Hi everyone, today we're going to take a look at an app called Speedify. This allows you to combine a Wi-Fi connection and a 3G or 4G connection, so you can get higher bandwidth and you get more reliability because you have redundancy between the two connections. Now before we do that, what I want to do is do a speed test of Smart LTE and Globe LTE, because what I want to do is use one SIM card in here and then one SIM card in my pocket Wi-Fi, so I have two different mobile networks and we'll combine the two. So let's start by doing a speed test on Smart LTE. So let's begin our test. So we got 25 meg down and 3 meg up. Let's test again. That time we got 28 down and 4 up. Let's test one more time. It seems like every time I test it gets better. 30 down, 5 up. Let's do one more test. Okay, so that time we got 31 down and only 1 up. One thing I've noticed is that since Smart started doing their upgrades, the upload has been so unreliable. I used to get much higher uploads and it used to be very consistent. Since they started doing their upgrades, this is the kind of speed I get. Anyway, now let's swap to Globe LTE. So we're now on Globe LTE. Let's do a speed test. So we got 6 down, 4 up. Not the best down, but at least the upload's fairly reasonable. Let's try again. So around 9 down, 4 up. Let's try again. So again around 9 down and 4 up, nearly 5 up. And this is actually something I used to praise Globe about. It may not be the fastest, but it's very consistent. But then what I found is a lot of areas started suffering from downtime, and that's why I eventually left Globe. But you can see the speeds are very consistent. So what we're going to do now is keep the Smart LTE SIM card inside this phone, but then put the Globe LTE SIM inside this pocket Wi-Fi, and then we'll combine the two through Speedify and see what kind of speeds we can get. So the Speedify app is now running. You can see that it says your connection is now secure and reliable. So it's actually using the Globe SIM that's in this pocket Wi-Fi and then the Smart SIM that's in here. So let's try and do a speed test now. Begin test. Okay, so those results aren't that impressive. 12 down and 6 up. I would expect better considering we're using two LTE networks at the same time. Let's do another test. So that time we got 13 down, 6 up. Let me change servers. Okay, so that time we got around 13 down and 5 up. Really not that impressive. Let me check the Speedify app and see how it's splitting the data. So if we look at this chart here, it's splitting it fairly equally. We've got around 44 meg on Wi-Fi, 37 meg on cellular. So it really is splitting it between the two networks, but our speed just isn't that impressive. Let's try another speed test. Okay, that time was a bit better. We got 13 meg down, 8 meg up. Now what I'm wondering is if speed test maybe isn't the best way of measuring if this is actually going to work. What we can probably notice is that it does seem perhaps a little bit more stable, although look at that ramp on the upload, that's quite strange. So perhaps the only way I can really test this is by doing a live stream using both networks at the same time and then seeing if it appears more stable. Perhaps if anyone's watching this, they have their own idea, they can let me know. That's the idea behind Speedify, is it lets you bond two different connections, it pushes it through a VPN, and you're meant to get redundancy and higher bandwidth, etc. But I don't know, my experience isn't amazing to be honest, but it might be that when I actually use it to live stream, it's very stable. So I don't know. What I recommend is keep an eye on the video description down below, because I will test this for a live stream when I'm out somewhere, and then I'll update the video description and let you know whether it made a difference or not. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching.